Youth sports, a big topic today. Hey everybody, my name is Chase Landry, and today we're going to be talking about youth sports participation and how it affects the child as they grow up, positive and negative. We're going to talk about the parent involvement, the social aspect of it, and the injuries that can come from it, and our children ready for that stress level and that demand on their bodies at such a young age. So what I want to talk about is the age group from about 7 to about 14 years old. So picture yourself at 7 years old playing sports. Right? Now you're having fun, you're playing sports, you're not really realizing the dilemma that's going on. Now maybe when you were playing sports, you had a good positive aspect about that, but think about all the kids that had a negative aspect about playing sports. So in before I even start, I want to talk about the age group real quick. So in our bodies, we have 5 stages of the brain development, right? So there's 5 stages, and the stage that I mostly want to focus on is the third stage. So it's from ages 7 to 22. Now this stage is the most critical stage to the brain. It's how you learn how to control recklessness and irrational behavior. So picture that. You're 7 or you're 12 years old, you're playing a sport. Let's just say we're playing football. We're playing football. And you're in control. Right? You're the captain, or you're an important player in a part of the team, and you're just now learning how to control your behavior. Now, if you're that young and you're just now learning how to control your behavior, don't you think that could have a lot of negative aspects or positive aspects later down the line? But it could have a later negative aspects right then and there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about kids who are about 7 to about 12 years old playing sports. Uh, let's just say that sport happens to be football, and the negative aspects about that and the positive aspects. Sorry. To go into that, so there are a lot of positive aspects about sports, such as it helps with a lot of health issues. A lot of kids nowadays are growing up pretty obese. The child obesity rate, is a lot higher than what it was when we were a lot younger. So it's a lot higher, and because of that, a lot of kids are having a lot of social issues because of that, and they're doing poorly in school because of that. They're feeling bad about themselves, is what I'm trying to get at. They're feeling really bad about themselves growing up obese. So playing sports can definitely help you with that. It can improve your health. It can help you make friends. It can help you succeed in school. It can help you do a lot of things. Yeah, like I just said, so it can help you achieve your weight that you should be at. Improve good posture, good balance, improve fitness, strengthens your heart, increase relaxation, enhances growth and development. However, there are a lot of negative impacts of sports. So, as I mentioned before, sports can put a lot of pressure on kids, a lot of demands, stress you out, mood swings, depression. They can do all that. So, what usually happens is if a child's having a negative impact of sports, it's called performance goals. Is what a lot of people do. Is they set a goal that is very favorable to them. So meaning that they're only going to try to make a pass or try to get a touchdown or try to do something that they know for 100% they're going to be able to do. So they're not willing to take that gamble. So there could be a lot of later down the life negative aspects about that. You can be studying for school. Oh, I'm gonna fail this class, so I'm just not even gonna go to this class anymore. I'm over it, whatever. Or your job. Oh man, I'm kind of doing bad. I'm probably gonna get fired, so I'm just gonna stop showing up. It could teach you that if you let it impact you like that. That's definitely a extreme example of a negative aspect of how sports can affect you. However, it's definitely true, and it's definitely one of the things that possibly can happen. Now, if that does happen, if it is a negative impact, you have a lot of people that are supporting you when it comes to your playing sports. You have your teammates, you have your coaches, you have your parents. But I think most importantly, I think your parents are probably the biggest uh, influential factor that I want to mention today. Now, when it comes to your parents can definitely be very positive, or they could be very negative about you playing sports. Let's talk about positive first. Now, parents can definitely encourage you. They could say, "Oh, you're doing great. Just keep doing it. Work on your skills. You're very disciplined. You could use that later down in life. They can help you out emotionally. If you made a bad play and you're feeling pretty bad about it, they could pick you back up, pat you on your back, say you did good." So they could do a lot of things like that. Or they could be very negative. They could be very negative by getting too involved in the sport. So basically, they could be down your throat, giving you so much pressure about you playing sports. I read a good article that Jeff Perman wrote on CNN about why are parents pushing their kids so hard. Basically, in his article, he was talking about how parents are trying to live through their kids when it comes to sports. They're trying to live through their kids. They're trying to relive their glory days back when they played sports and trying to make sure that their kids make it to the professional level. Well, what if your kid doesn't want to be in the professionals? What if your kid's only doing this so he can make friends? What if he's only doing it just to be involved in an activity? What if he's doing it just because he likes the sport and once when he gets out of high school he or she has no intentions of playing again? So that's what Jeff Perriman was talking about how parents are pushing their kids way too hard instead of just letting their kids grow up and live a normal life. I read an article by Mark Heyman, and it's called "Until It Hurts: Americans' Obsession with Sports and How It Harms Our Kids." So he was definitely talking about how sports can do a lot of good, however, it can do a lot of bad at the same time. So first, I want to talk about the good. He was saying that it could boost confidence and moral character, which is definitely a good thing for the job market or even for school. He said there's three main points about sports that you get, three main things that you get from sports that you don't get from school, which is intensity, continually, and balance. So when he said that intensity, basically he's saying that kids learn how to use tactics that they could use for a job market. So they're learning how to use their skills that they do playing sports and transfer that into a job market. Now, when he's saying continually, he's saying that kids learn how to participate in something for a long period of time and stick at it instead of giving up. And then when he's saying balance, now balance is a really good one because balance is one that everybody's going to use at one point or another. Now, balance is like balancing time management. So when you're in school and you're playing sports, you gotta learn how to do time management so you can do your classes. You could later transfer that to life when you have kids one day. You have to balance your kids and then you have to balance your job. So you could definitely use that later on in life. Now, some good benefits that you get out of playing sports is such as like increasing your gate or your grades. So there's an expectation when you play sports that you have to obtain a 2.0 GPA average to participate in sports. That's really good because let's just say you don't make it to the college level, it's a lot easier for you to go to college if you have that GPA. So that's a really good slap on the back right there for participating in sports. Is that you're really disciplined and you're really caring about your grades, so you have to start studying. You have to do that because you want to play sports. It's also going to increase a lot of confidence, like I mentioned before, and a lot of self-esteem and peer relationships, which is a really crucial one. Some more benefits about how physical activity can benefit in youth in many ways, such as increasing your bones, your muscles, your joints, some cognitive skills, attitudes towards academic behavior, concentration, attention, improvement in classroom behavior. The top 5 positive effects that I got from playing sports will definitely be lifelong lessons and skills. Exercise promotes a well-rounded health, boosts confidence, and reduces stress levels. However, some negative effects that I got from playing sports would definitely be injuries would definitely be a crucial one. Too focused on your sport instead of your classroom, such as like going to practice. You don't have enough time. You don't know how to balance your time management just yet. Definitely a lot of negatives about that. What I want to talk about now is my participation in sports, how I grew up playing sports. For me, when I was growing up, I grew up on a with I grew up with a dad that definitely wanted to make it to the NFL in his life. However, he didn't, so he was very bitter about that. So when he was bitter about that, he definitely pushed me to make it to the NFL. So he pushed me to the point where it wasn't even fun for me anymore. It was more like a job instead of a sport. It was more like I had to do this instead of like I wanted to do this. Like I felt obligated to do this when I really didn't want to do it. So for that, it definitely had a lot of negative impacts on my life. Actually, um, when I was about 18 or 19, if I didn't want to do something, I just walked away. It wasn't until I joined the Marines that I realized that that's not the right way to go about life. Like you have to work hard for everything you want. If I would have stuck with sports, I probably would have learned that, but I quit at an early age. For kids that stick with sports, you can definitely learn that aspect about if you stick with something, you can achieve anything that you want to achieve in life. So this concludes my presentation today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys learned something from it, and thank you for watching it.